My name is Mariaelena Alessandrini and I'm from Italy. I'm CEO and co-founder of Mariaelena SRL that in 2014 created our division Edilcanapa. Edilcanapa is a trademark with which we develop, produce and sell eco-friendly materials for building. So we are using in our company, let's say, the material that is not used the material of the hemp plant that maybe is not let's say correctly used everywhere, because sometimes it is just a waste. So during my evening with you, my half an hour with you, I will try to explain you which are the products we manufacture and which is the production process that we developed together with the products. Then I will try to explain how particular are our products, how particular are eco-friendly products made for the building field, because they have specific performance that is quite difficult to find in the building field, having some different series of different performances at the same time. And finally, I would like to give you some information regarding the European framework regarding constructions, regarding buildings, just to let you know how Europe is moving towards new natural materials. So let's start. Let's start with the title of our of my presentation, Stock Upcycling. We were used till some time ago to look at the sign at the mark of the cycling, that it was always going around. Right now we introduce you a new sign that is the upcycle. That means take materials that are considered waste or remaining materials from other process to be used to make new products, increasing the value of the new product we are going to propose. So taking something old to do something new, having a higher value. That was our mission when we started in 2014, when we were exactly thinking to create new materials having specific features also regarding the production process. So when we speak about upcycling, regarding especially on the production process, we have to consider that we are going to use materials, components that the natural resources offer us. They can be used as, they can be considered waste. Let's think about stalks. I don't know in your countries, but for example in Italy, they are just used as masks to be burned. So we were saying before, they could have so many applications and they are just burned because they do not know what doing with stalks remaining from the main part of the plant, that is the flowers or the seed. And of course we imagine with these components while making our new products, products that will reduce the waste and reduce landfill waste. When with our material, I will show you, while also using in the working place, they can be reused without creating waste and having material to increase the performance of the building we are doing. And finally, of course, we reduce carbon emissions because we are using already components to make our own products that nature offers us, as we said in this case, as a sort of waste. Oh, important, sorry, back. As you can see, sorry, going back, this is an upcycling project. I cannot share the details because I'm covered with a letter of an LDA, so it is not a non-disclosure agreement. Sorry, I can't give you details. But for example, this is a new material made with hemp and other waste materials coming from a complete different field. So these are just small pictures. So of course, of hemp plants, we are going to use in our field just the stalk, so the fiber and the hemp wood. When participating at this congress, I always listen to all the speakers speaking about cannabis. In our field, we cannot use this word. I know this is a limit. This is not a good aspect, but this is the limit of our culture, and we have to face it, and of course we have to find a way out to propose and to market our products on the market. So this is the reason why we mainly speak about hemp material, hemp fiber, hemp wood. And especially with hemp wood, we developed a wide range of products, and of course also the process, because working with hemp, it is not so easy. It's a very difficult material to work with. It contains materials that, for example, doesn't go well with stainless steel, so they destroy, for example, cutting systems if you are not managing it correctly. So we developed products and process, and when we started, we first of all imagined that the material we are going to use is hemp, but we have to link and mix it with materials coming from nature, material that has to be natural. We could not use a cement with hemp for our building products, so we were very careful in choosing all the different components to mix together. Second, we studied a processing system that should reduce the use of energy. And as you can see from these pictures, for example, once our blocks are made, we just use the energy the nature offers us, that is to say, sun and wind, to dry our blocks. We do not use oven to dry the blocks, but they are air dry, so they stay outside for 28 days before being sold. Our processes are also developed to reduce the waste, or better, to have no waste in our process. For example, blocks, once we start the production in the morning, at the end of the day we have zero waste of material, zero water going to the sea, zero waste of whatever. We reuse the remaining part of the mixed material prepared for blocks for the day after, using some technique in such a way that it is not a problem to restart with the same material the production the day after. And of course, when we conceived our products, we always imagined that at the end of their life they should be recyclable, and better if up-recycled. And I'll tell you more. If we take a block having 5, 6, 7 years, we are going to destroy it, and we use part of the block to make new blocks, new bricks. The new brick has got a strength performance which is better than the one made with all new components. So this is an excellent aspect of this kind of materials, that says that if you're going to build a house today with these materials, at the end of life you can use the material to make the material you used to realize your house, to make a new house. You just need to destroy it, to mix with new material, and have new blocks. You can bring it back to the companies, or we will tell you how to use the material. Going on, this is all our range of products. The greatest part, is hemp wood made, and we start with the blocks, proceed with, with Malta. That is the mortar for blocks laid down. Then we have binder for hemp panel, for coatings, two different kind of sorry, two different kind of plasters, stuccos, and insulator floor screed, paintings, and saluber pan, that is a wooden panel that is our patent. I would like also to tell you, for example, when we are building a house and we have, blocks that may break down during the construction, during the building, you can reuse it together with the floor screed to make the screed. That is to say, you can mix them together and you can get the screed using also broken bricks. This means you are going to use 100% of the material we bring to the working place for the building we are doing, and this is very important. Zero waste to to bring away. That also has, of course, a cost. Then there are, of course, fibers, the fiber with which we make our Cana panel, that is an insulating panel for coatings, for roofs, and I would also like to share with you a couple of videos regarding our production. Of course, it's just a small part because the production process is part of our, let's say, know-how, company's know-how. This is the brick production. Scusate, sorry. The bricks stays on this wooden panel for 24 hours, and then they are put on air to be dry, and stays there for 28 days. This is the pilot plant for the panel. As you can see, the panel is mixed with a bicomponent fiber that is not a natural one, but can be mixed also with the PLA fiber, getting 100% natural panel. This is the system. And this is the face to fix the thickness of the panel, and finally, of course, there's the cut. And this we are studying also a system to be put on at the beginning of this plant in such a way we could get the stems coming from the floor cultivation, just cutting them and mixed to make this kind of production. Because with this plant we can both work perfect clean fiber, 95%, and a dirty fiber, 50% fiber, 50% hemp wood sheaves. Another important aspect, I don't want to be too technique, but I would like you to know that products made of hemp, they have at the same time so many excellent performance that it is really difficult to find on the market any other products having at the same time the performances a hemp and hemp, or hemp and lime, or hemp and binder materials can get. Let's look at them very quickly. So they are perfect thermal insulating materials, and I'll tell you what, with 30 centimeter thickness material we already have excellent thermal performances. They are also excellent acoustic insulation material, and of course they are eco-friendly because part of the components of the materials comes from the nature, so from the hemp plant. They have thermal inertia. This is a technical aspect, but very easy to explain. These materials also protect us from high temperature in summer, because they obstacle the entrance of the heating inside our houses. So they will reduce in an important way the use of cooling during summer. So if you build using this material, you will have excellent performances in winter, so a very low use of energy for heating, and also in summer. So these are excellent products to be used also in in countries like, for example, Italy, Greece, Spain, of course, where we have problems with hot summers. They are all breathable material. They are all open materials. In a natural way, they are able to fix the humidity that we create while speaking, while staying in a room. Okay, the materials got the capacity to keep this humidity and to give away once we open the window. So when you come into a house made of hemp, you feel the air like if you are in a high mountain. You always have the feeling of having a clean air. They are light material. They have enough mass to have the thermal inertia, but at the same time they are light. They are easy to move also in the working place. They are safe because they are fire resistant, and I'm speaking about lime and hemp wood products. The fiber is a material that is not fire resistant. They are made from 75 to 100% from natural material, and they are healthy because, as I told you before, they are breathable material. At the same time, they are able to create a perfect air quality to live in, and this kind of air quality, it is important, and I will speak you soon about that, because having a standard air quality, we can reduce the effect of the thick building disease. This is the World Health Organization determined, caused by the very low quality of the air we have inside our houses. And finally, of course, all our materials are 100% of their weight recyclable at the end of their life. Just I will share with you some pictures to let you fully understand what we do. This is, for example, a plaster, 10 centimeter thickness plaster to insulate a wooden frame house. And these are all the different passages from the beginning, as I told you, 10 centimeter to the finishing with the painting. Again, this is a wooden frame structure with blocks. This is the use of block on the right side. This is the block used, for example, to solve problems of humidity inside a house. Again, this is an example of coating. So we are using hemp fiber panels to insulate, to requalify existing buildings. Again, these are two different examples of final finishings of the walls. One with a plaster, and the other one with a stucco. And we usually have the request by the final customer to leave houses of this natural color of the hemp and lime material that is very appreciated from technicians and, of course, also from our customers. This is, for example, a public structure that was recently made, and it is close to a river. They requalified a river area, and they wanted to build, a restoring place, and they decided, the architects decided that they want to use 100% material made in this case of hemp. This is all made in hemp, and this is a steel structure, and then the infill is all made with hemp bricks, with hemp blocks. This is a private house, 600 square meters. This was the render, so how the technician conceived the structure, and this is the final result, quite similar. This is 100% hemp-made house. Let's go on. Okay. This is another system, a requalifying system made with hemp, but using the inside part of the wall to insulate and to requalify the building. This is a museum, an Italian museum, where they also had several humidity problems, and they decided to operate inside. And the system they use is the Cana panel, as you can see in the first image. And this is fiber, and this is the wooden hemp saluber pan. That is our patent material, and this is the final result. As I anticipated you before, also while working on the plan, while working in the place to build a house, you are doing the wall. You use our mortar. If you have any block that can break down or you need to cut and you have some waste material, you can, in the same working place, reuse the material to make, for example, the screed. This is the picture, this is the example, mixing it with our canapa mass, that is the material to make screed. You just remix them and you can insulate the floor. Or we can use this material to make new blocks, as I was trying to explain you before. Oh, this is an interesting project. We are used to work with several universities in Italy, and for example, with the University of Federico II in Naples, they developed a requalifying absorbing system, so acoustic absorbing system for meeting rooms using our materials. They first studied the performances as absorption materials from hemp fiber with different densities, and we also studied, for example, the saluber pan, the panel in hemp wood I showed you before, and they studied the different performances, and they finally decided and found out which was the best material to be used for absorption, for the best absorption performance. And this was the final result that also got an important American prize. This is another interesting upcycling way of approach of use hemp. This is our at the top you can see our saluber pan made of hemp wood, and a binder that could be a natural binder or an acrylic one. It depends, of course, on the cost. And this is a material that could be easily used in all the furnishing field. Of course, we need to do a several of certification, for example, to use them for doors for the kitchen, for example, to make tables. They have no VOC emissions, so they are also sure, they are also safe, for children, because they do not issue any VOC. There are also people using this material to create specific, accessories for the house made of wood. And again, I've tried to explain you what we do with hemp and fiber, but what I would like you to understand is that these materials really contribute to improve our well-being in our houses. How does it happen? Well, first of all, because when you're using these materials in your house, you have a specific thermal comfort that is gives you the feeling to stay well wherever you are in your house. I'm thinking about summer, when you are switching on your air conditioning system. You are, of course, switching it on in the place where you are staying, but if you go to another room room or to the bathroom, temperature are completely different. Now imagine you have the same thermal condition wherever you are. We said that our materials are able to capture the humidity, and it contributes to create hygrometric well-being, because being in a place where you do not have humidity, you also feel in a different way heat and of course cold temperatures. Hygienic comfort, because using this material you do not have, for example, problems with molds, because using lime is a specific material that doesn't allow the creation of molds inside your house. They create a visual well-being, because when you see the natural colors of hemp products, and in this sense there are different studies carried on by the Italian organization of wood producers. They studied that when you when you have around you materials made of wood, made of natural colors, you improve your you're feeling better, you reduce the stress, you are much more relaxed, instead of having, for example, material made of stone, to give you a reference, to give you an example. And of course the acoustic comfort I was talking you before, explaining you before. Now just let's go on very quickly. Using natural materials, of course today we are speaking of hemp, but in general we may say that it's important because we are going to reduce the possibility of having the sick building syndrome. That is not a syndrome of the building, but is the consequence of living in a building that was built with standard materials, can provoke a very low air quality and contribute to bring us to have a certain kind of disease. Now I don't know how many of you knows that we have 8,000 liters air passing through us every day, while of course breathing. And I don't know how many of you knows that we spend more than the 90% of our time in closed spaces. And if you think about your daily life, maybe you wake in the morning, you go to the office, then you go to the swimming pool or to the gymnasium, you go shopping, and then you go back home and sleep. And so if you consider how long time you spend in open air and how long you stay in closed space, you will see that if it is not 90, it will be 80, 85, but the average is this. And of course the source is always the World Health Organization. And I don't know how many of you knows that indoor air is 1 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. And of course this brings us to have problems with allergies, with problems with breathing, problems with the skin. They are all related disease caused by a very low quality of our houses and spaces where we live. Now, expertises, they suggest that to reduce the problems of the disease, of the sick building disease, the first point is to carefully select building materials. This is a very important aspect, as well as to buy furniture not containing, for example, VOC materials, so materials that can leave VOC. And this is a very important aspect to consider while choosing. When you're thinking to build your house or to restructure or to requalify your house, please think to use natural material, because they can really improve your quality of life. So I try to give you some information regarding the materials, the production process, why these materials can really have an opportunity on the market because of the technical performance, but also for the well-being. Now I just would like to tell you that also the European framework is slightly changing, trying to improve the use of natural materials. Now I just listed 4 different documents. 2 of them are resolutions. The third one is a communication, and the fourth is a European directive. Now, the power of this document is different because resolutions they give the base of the political idea to how to proceed. A communication is a sort of suggestion, while a European directive as a force, as a strength, because the European directive has to be received from all the European countries. Now, just reading quickly the red words, just to let also you understand how Europe is moving. They suggest to use ecological building materials, renewable materials, recyclable and environmentally friendly bioderivatives. Again, they stimulate a new circular economy action plans, and the last one, that is a directive, so it has a force in terms of law, because all European countries will have to will have to transform this directive in their own laws. The Green Home, that is a document where Europe states that within 2030, 2023, with different let's say with different performances of the houses, we will have to requalifying our building respecting specific performances. On the other hand, we will not be able to lend or to sell our properties, and this is a very important aspect to be considered. Just to give you an idea, now of course I'm from Italy, but here there are listed other European countries. Let's consider that what is red is what we will have to requalify in the next future to meet the request of the European directive I told you before. And for example, Italy, we have more than the 70% of the buildings that will have to be requalified, and we hope that we are going to requalify them using natural material, breathable material that do not impact any way on the environment. And I'm about to close, just to give you to transform that 70, almost 70% I showed you before. I'm speaking about 12 million residential houses to be requalified, and please know that these 12 million correspond at the 39% of energy consumption in Italy. That is to say, almost the greatest consumption of the main energy need in Italy is almost due to the residential use. And Italy imports the 80% of its energy needs, and I would like you to know and to remember that to reduce of 1 grade the temperature in a room, you need 3 times energy more of the energy you need to heat the same room. So it is very important to use material that will protect us from cold temperature in winter, but also hot temperature in summer. Sorry. Going on. Here we are. And my conclusions. Of course, we were speaking with our speakers before, and it is not easy, of course, to promote, to present our products on the market. This is still a niche. There is a space, a company, not only my company, but also competitors working in the same field. We are increasing our business, but it's still still not enough, considering all the investments we made and the efforts we are trying to do to promote the use of these materials. We, as Edilcanapa, tried to create a sort of model not only referring to the range of products or to the production process, but also how to use this material, how to design with this material. So we say that Edilcanapa is a model, not only a company manufacturing these materials. And as I told you before, we are strongly concentrating in developing eco-friendly production process and a wide range of products, always based on natural material. An idea could be, of course, that our model could enter in the perfect circular economy together with companies using or cultivating cannabis sativa, of course, for other use, but maybe they have stalks as waste material we could use in our system. And please consider that this system, this model at Edilcanapa suggests can be duplicated wherever in the world. So it can be a perfect system to enter in the circular economy of hemp. Thank you very much, and I'm open, of course, to any questions. Thank you.